Hello there guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be looking at one of my favourite mods, and this is MC Command Center. So this mod specifically allows you to add story progression into your game. It allows you to have better control of your Sims in general, and to just sort of make the Sims exactly how you want them to be. You can give them preset skills. It allows you to change the skills to whatever level you want them to be, and jobs, and change them to whatever job you want them to be, like what level you want them to be in their job. And it allows a lot more customization of the game. It makes things a lot easier. You can change things a lot easier. And then also MC Woohoo, which allows like different you to change like the pregnancy stats and the woohoo stats and that sort of thing. It allows you to change the percentage chance of things happening in your game, and also adds teen pregnancy as well. So we're going to take a look at this mod because I was thinking a lot about it after the survey that we recently had. If you haven't seen that survey yet, you can go and check out my video where I talk about all the things that are in the survey. The Sims team have released a new survey asking us our opinions on some ideas they have for the future, so I suggest you go and check that out and take it if you have time as well, because every person that takes it helps towards the game being better basically, so I suggest that very strongly. Okay, so we're going to get straight into it, and I'm going to show you guys how it works. I'm going to show you guys how to use it effectively, and also I'm going to show you guys how to download and where to download it from. So as you can see, I'm on this page. It is deadpool/mcc.com releases. So this is the creators page for this mod, and this has all of the past releases on it that I think you can still use. I'm not too sure, but it has like the last few releases on there. So the one we're going to want to download is obviously going to be the newest one, because it depends what patch you have. So the newest patch, this one is up to date, so you can download this one. You're just going to want to click on it, and it's going to take you to Mediafire very quickly, and it's going to download down there in a zip file, and then you can click on that one as well if you want that one in your game. There are sort of detailed things about what they add into your game on the website as well. If we take a quick look at the overview of the mod, this actually shows you what each of the components actually does in the game. So we've got modules that help with the career based things, the casts as well. You can set the width of the arms and legs by number instead of having them by just by pulling them, so you can set like a specific number and it will set them to that as well. There are like sim based cheat commands and world based cheat commands. This will help with the progression and things like that. Also, they have cleaning in-game options, and this gets rid of certain things. It allows you to sync up the Sims married names, because sometimes when they get married they'll keep their old name, and it just allows things to sync up better. We've got the club story progression. We've got controls over the NPC Sims, giving them interaction commands to perform with other Sims. We've also got like things to do with the outfits. It gives you better control of what the Sims will be wearing, and you can run cleanups if they're not running what you want them to be wearing. We've also got you can do this Gxxorgia, which allows you to export your family tree into one of the family tree programs. We've got some occult specific gameplay, such as alien abductions. You can set a Sim to get abducted. We've also got stuff to do with occult pregnancies, and also like there is some things that you can actually make them an occult from the menu, I think, as well. And then we've got more story progression here, which is moving homeless Sims into households, moving in and out, that sort of thing as well. We've got story progression of neighbourhood Sims. They can get married and have children as they age up without direct user control. So basically what it does is you can set it to have a pregnancy run. So each day of the week, for example, you could say Monday, it will run through and it will set some Sims as being pregnant, that sort of thing. It allows that to happen, and then the marriages as well, and relationships, it allows you to do that. It allows configuration of some autonomous interactions like mean and mischief, and disable annoying repetitive actions. And then you could scan again for interactions currently running, that sort of thing. And then there is MC Woohoo, which is in romantic interactions between the control Sims. So we've got that, and then this here is sort of the things that it all run. I think this is the default alarms. So it runs like pregnancy, you can see it does marriage checks, random pregnancy, lifespans depending on that, deleting empty households, all that sort of thing comes under there. You can have an extensive read of that as well. If you want to go onto the website, it's under documentation, and you can check each one as well. So that's really cool. You can click on them and it will just tell you in detail what they do and that sort of thing. But for this video, I'm just going to briefly show you in game. I think that will be a lot easier for those who don't have the time to read through it all and just want to see it in action. So now we've downloaded it, all we're going to want to do is extract these two files, and like always, go into your documents folder, EA, Electronic Arts, and Sims 4, and then there should be a mods folder in the Sims 4 folder. You're going to want to copy and paste both of these extracted folders into the mods folder, and then everything should be there ready for you to use. It should come up as a few different folders. Should be there ready for you guys to use. And now we're just going to go straight into the game, and I'm going to show you how to use it, how to utilise the features of it a bit better. And yeah, okay, so we're in the game, and when we come into the game after installing it, you're going to get a pop-up here, and it's going to have a list of all the modules that are in the game currently. I accidentally just deleted mine, so it doesn't say that up there, but that is what's going to be coming up for you if you've installed it correctly. So there's going to be two ways you can use this. There's going to be personal, like a way personal to the Sims, and then there's going to be a way using the computer. So we're going to show you with the Sim first. So all we're going to do is click on to the Sim, and you're going to get this option here that says MC Command Center. You're going to press on it. It's going to give you the details about the Sim. So it says it has a name, and she's a young adult. She has no spouse, and she has 2 children. So this also has a list of things you can do. So if you press here, it allows you to modify the household in CAS, which is quite straightforward. You just go into CAS and it allows you to modify them. Then we have MC CAS. So if you click on that, it will have all of these options come up. So we can actually set body parts by a value. So if we press on like this one, for example, that shows you how small she is or how big she is basically on this scale. So we can set the body parts by this scale. So the minimum is -100 and the maximum is 100. So this shows you how you can, it gives you a little bit more customization. This shows you what it currently is from using the sliders, but this allows you to do it more specifically if you don't want the sliders, or if you've seen online like someone can put their values on of like the size of the sim if you want a specific size in your sim. But it shows you more specific ways of customizing them, so that is very useful to use. I've used this a couple of times to get more of a customization on my sim of what I want specifically. And then we also have like the copy paste, which allows you to copy the appearance and paste to trace them in here as well. So it allows you to copy sims and correct you. It's quite straightforward really. You can just copy the body appearance, for example, and then you can paste body appearance onto her. So you could have 2 sims and you can sort of clone them with this, or if you want a specific tone of skin, for example, or something, or the traits, you can just copy them over. So that's very straightforward. We can also do set the walk style. We can change her walk style from this menu. We can set her physique from this menu, so you can set them as like the muscly as you want, or as not muscly as you want basically as well. Then we also have the voice. We can change her voice from here as well, which you can't actually change, I think, once you've already made it. So you can that is useful as well if you want to change their voice. You can set a favourite drink for them to have. So I don't know, we can just put water. So she's got a favourite drink is water. And then we can change her personality traits, such as these ones here. This is just you can actually change them in CAS, but you have to use a cheat code to get into full edit mode. So this is just a little bit easier for you guys to see how you can change them from here as well. And then some bathing options, you can actually change the level of tan on them as well. So that's all to do with the physical appearance of your sim. And then if we go on to MC Cleaner, this allows you to sell your inventory. So it allows you to sell everything in your inventory, move inventory, and sell your household inventory. And then MC Dresser, you can change outfit from here, so you can just select which outfit you want to be wearing. And then oh, we've gone off it, so we need to just go back quickly into them. We can blacklist items that we don't want them to wear from here as well. So if we just like press on the hair, we can have it removes it from Sims when cleaned, so we can do that as well. And then if we go on to whitelist items, I believe this is like things that are okay for them to have. And then we can go on to like this one, which randomizes their hair or makeup or whatever, that sort of thing as well. We can also have outfit commands, so it allows you to add outfits directly from what they're wearing in World. So you could just like change that out, add it to one of their everyday outfits or something like that. Then we have custom skin tones, so you can have this number here that gives you the skin tone that she is currently, and I assume you can find what these skin tones will be. Sorry guys, I've got a little bit of a cold, so my voice might sound a little bit weird. But yeah, this allows you to choose like what skin tone. This just allows a little bit more detail with what you're doing basically. And then we can go on to randomized clothing, so it will generate a new outfit for the current category from random clothing items. That's if you don't want what she's wearing now. And then we can remove all accessories. Okay, so that is that. And then this is the one that I probably use the most. I think this is very useful, to be honest. So this is MC Pregnancy. So what you can do is you can click on your root sim and you can just press pregnancy start. You don't even have to have like a father. You can just do it from herself, and then you can generate the babies. So if you just leave it blank and you press OK, it will just keep her pregnant with 0 male 1 female, so it's just randomly generated it. And then we can do different things with it. So we can change what the gender is from there as well. We can change how many babies there are, and we can end the pregnancy. We can also change the partner. We can pause the pregnancy, and we can have a list of children as well. So that is pretty good. It's very useful to use, especially if you want a specific gender baby. It will like allow you to change the gender of what it is, or if you want like triplets, it will allow you to easily get triplets, like a cheat for triplets. So that is quite good as well. And then if we go into MC Tuner, this is a trait autonomy scan. So if we press this, MC Tuner actually allows you to sort of remove certain autonomous interactions. So if we press on this, these are things that they will just do on their own a lot of the time, and people get annoyed by what they do. So I believe that if you press on one, if we go, I don't really use this myself, but if we press on one like this, skate around, so we pressed on that, and then we go back, if we enable autonomy scan and it press restore autonomy, it'll say that this one doesn't have autonomy anymore because I pressed on it. So this basically allows you to control the autonomy of the Sims. It allows you to remove certain very annoying interactions that they might have, that they might suddenly just start doing. So you can do that from here, and all you have to do is enable the autonomy scan and then press on what you want sort of to get rid of, I suppose, and then it will just disable them from doing this in this menu here. But you can change it back by just pressing on it, and it will just restore the autonomy back to that. So that is quite useful as well. We also have flags specific to the sim. So she doesn't have any flags at the moment, but if we press on like I don't know, MC command center flags, so you can flag her as flagging for immortal. Sometimes the game will kill Sims basically, so you can flag her to not be killed by that. We can freeze her motives, that sort of thing. So if we press that, it will be bypassed by the core game culling pruning scripts. This prevents them from being hidden by culling processes. So you can do that as well, so that you don't lose a certain sim. It also works with a few different things too. And then this also has flags for other stuff as well. So it's basically, I'll show you in a minute about how they run scans during the week of the Sims, and these allow you to have flags that will, you can change whether you want her to have certain flags basically. So it's really good, because if you don't want a certain sim to die, or if you don't want a certain sim to get pregnant, you can just go to this menu and you can just flag them as not being able to have that check run over them, if that makes sense, so that that doesn't happen to them. And then we have this one again, which is we can flag them from this menu as well. And then we have sim commands. So this actually allows the modifying class maintain sim. We can kill the sim directly from this menu. We can swap their gender. We can set gender preference. We can actually delete them as well from there, and we can rename them, as I forgot to mention as well. We can also have teleport commands, so we can teleport lot sim to this sim, teleport world sim to this sim, teleport this sim to world sim. So you can like choose where, if you had another sim, and you can still press on sims that are not or active. I forgot to mention that you do not have to be clicked onto them to be able to use this. You can use this on people outside of your household. They don't have to be the active sim to be able to use this. So then we also have the occult commands, so you can turn into a vampire, alienized sim, turn into mermaid, turn into spellcaster, turn into servo, so we can do that from this menu as well. And then we have login commands, so we can log their specific appearance or their details and that sort of thing, so we can create like a log of them. That's all very useful as well. I think that those are very useful things that we have. And then if we go into relationships, we can add relationships with people, add relationship with sim on lot, delete relationship, clear all relationships, set active relationship for lot, everyone forget active sim, everyone forget active all. So you can add a relationship with anyone that's in the world. So if we press on this man, we can make her his brother or his son, husband, father. We can add a family relationship. This is really good in case you're in CAS and you forget to make them family that they're supposed to be, so you can just do that after as well, which is really cool. I'm also going to show you MC Cheats, which is one that I missed on the list. So MC Cheats is probably again one of the more useful ones that I use a lot. So this allows you to increase your funds from the menu, so you just type in how much you want and it will increase the household funds there, which is really useful instead of having to use like Motherload or something like that. We can cheat the sim info, so we can do skill cheats, so we can set a skill. So if we say rocket science, for example, we can say, oh, I wanted to have level 8 rocket science, and it will just give her the rocket science skill. So that is really cool if you want to make a pre-made sim that already has skills, or like an older sim that's lived their life and will already have skills as well. Or if you just want to cheat, you can actually max all skills as well. You can forget all skills as well if you want to start afresh, so that is really useful. Mood buff control, so you can add a buff to their mood. So we can add feeling happy. We can add any of the buffs really that come, these sort of buffs that come up here. That's really good as well. And then we can cheat the emotion intensity as well. We can remove buffs, so we can make her confident, you know, we can change that so she's confident now. We can do what we want there, so that allows a little bit better control of the emotions. If there's a sim that's like really depressed and you don't want them to be, you can change them to whatever you want, so that's quite cool too. And then we have the increased celebrity level cheat as well, which we can just use to increase them to whatever level we want as a celebrity. Then we have university cheats as well, so we can enroll them in university from this menu. We can accept all degrees, award a specific degree. Again, this allows you to create a sim that has already been to university and is starting their life. It depends on what life stage you want to start the game at, so they can have a little bit of a background to them. And then we also have the occult cheats again, so we have alien cheats. We can have them abducted from this menu, so we just click on it and then the sim will be abducted by aliens. That's quite useful as well if you want to be abducted by aliens, if you like a science sim, or if you want a male sim to get pregnant with an alien baby, then that's an easy way to do it. Then we've got increased points, so we can increase the retail points, the restaurant points, satisfaction points and veterinarian points through here, and we have a specific value as well. We can use up to this maximum value, which is quite cool. Then we have make happy, so we can set all motives on the selected sim to max value, which is really good as well if you want to, if you sim is close to dying or something and you really quickly need to get their motives up, you can click make happy on there as well. Complete aspiration goal, you can complete the current aspiration goal that they have and it will just finish the aspiration goal you currently have set, which is really cool. And then we have reset aspirations, so we can reset like what they want to do, their aspiration goal. If it's currently halfway through, you can set it back to 0, and then you can reset the sim completely as well. I think this wipes like everything on them. I'm not too sure though. Let me just check. No, I think it does. I think it's if they're stuck. Like if they're stuck, it can reset them. So that's that. I think that was everything on the specific sims. Yeah, that was everything on the specific sim themselves. But there's also the wider game. So to use the MC Command Center for the wider game, we're going to have to click on the home PC, and we're going to click MC Command Center again, and then it's going to bring up a whole lot of new settings. So this allows loads of different settings. There's a lot of settings that we can go through. I'm probably not going to go through all of them. I'm probably going to go through the most noticeable ones on here. We can have autosave as well. I haven't actually used this myself, so I don't know how it works, but you can use autosave with MC Command Center. Then we have relationship settings, so you can set the decay of relationships. So if they aren't seeing each other, obviously the relationship will decay. So we can set how fast that decays, and they have a minimum to maximum value. So default value is 100, so that is what it is in the game. We can set it to be nothing, or we can set it to be higher than that, which is cool. And we can also set that for romantic relationships as well. We have relationship culling, which is deleting relationships, and this allows, there's EA's relationship culling, but you can actually bypass it, and you can also use MC Cleaner relationship culling as well. You can choose which one you would like to be using in your game. Allow teen parenting. Like I said very briefly, we had this mod actually allows teens to get pregnant as well. If you have, I think you have to have MC Woohoo, but I'm not entirely sure. I've never really used this without MC Woohoo. I just tend to download both. So yeah, that allows there to be teen parents in the game. And then we have breakup settings. So it you can kind of change the percentage, and this allows here. So this will say the percent chance applied to each modifier that will make a girlfriend and boyfriend couple relationship increase or decrease over time. Zero value means the relationship changes are disabled. So you can have it so that the relationship might get better, I think, over time. At the moment it's 0, so there isn't any changes going on in my game. I assume if you max it out, that will mean that over time the game will sort of allow a relationship to improve that aren't in your household. This is to do with the story progression like we talked about. This is the same for spouses. We can also break up, move out sims. So this specifies which sim will move out into a homeless household in case of breakup. So at the moment it's set for males, but I usually have it set for random, and so none will never move a sim out as a result of a breakup. So they don't have to move out, but this just helps with a little bit of control over that as well. And move children with breakups. This this sort of controls where the children will go when the parents break up. Basically, at the moment, again, it's set to 0, so it's nothing. But you can have random chance. So 100 for always, or something in between for a random chance of what will do. It specifies whether the sim will take their child with them when they move out. Basically, it's about sort of the custody of the children. So that's to do with all the relationships in the game. We also have this one, which allows different things with the notifications. It allows what notifications come up, that sort of thing. So we have notifications enabled currently, but you can disable them. It allows loads of different notifications. You might, if you want to have a look through that yourselves, you can do that. It'll just show you specifically what things you would like to see in your game. The text as well, you can decide that if you don't want your phone to be going off constantly, you can decide to have your phone silenced. Lots of that sort of thing, so that's very interesting. And then we have money settings. So we have child support. This actually has child support as well. So it allows you to pay child support, so you can select whether the child that's not living with both parents, the money can be removed from the other parent's household, and this allows the child support to sort of go through. You get money if you're a single mom or a single dad or whatever. So you can set that as well in your game. You can also change your percentage. So this is what percentage of their funds I believe you have. It's lot value plus household funds, so you can change that. So the default value is 1. You can have 1,000. You could just have all their money if you want. And then we have the bills percentage. We can change the bills. So you can actually make yourself have no bills if you want. So mine is 100, no bills. 100 with double bills. So you can change that. At the moment, mine is just whatever the bills are. So 0. Apartment bill balance, so the apartments are a bit different, but you can do the same thing with that. You can have no bills or double bills. We can have auto pay bills, so it just enables the active household funds to go out to the place that they're being billed to. We have inheritance sim type, so we have when the sim dies, who will get their funds basically, because at the moment I think they just go if no one's living with them. So this allows you to have an inheritance system as well. And then inheritance spouse first, so you can press that so that if they have a spouse, they will receive the inheritance. This kind of like allows you to set like whoever you want to be inheriting, I think, rather than it has an improved inheritance system than there already is. So we have gameplay settings. Then we have the game time speed, Sims die on lot. This will just, it really depends. A lot of them are already enabled, but this allows like if they're wandering the streets, they'll just turn to ghosts. Okay, this allows just a little bit of control with your Sims and what's happening to them. We have skill difficulty adjustment. So change skill progression to be slower or faster, so you can make it so that it's easier to gain skill or harder to gain skill through this as well. Adopt a neglected child. So this is, if enabled, it's determined that a baby, toddler or child is neglected, they will be adopted by an NPC household in the world rather than taken away permanently. So this is quite good if you don't want, like, if you want to play a sim that like has a child taken away, or accidentally the child is taken away, it will be given to an NPC instead, so you can actually retrieve the child back at some point through the use of the cheats. I don't think you can just go and take the child, you know, but it allows that sim to still be in the world, which is very nice, because otherwise they are taken away and they don't come back. We can change the maximum household size. This kind of won't let cast function correctly if you have it too big, but we can have it up to 25, so we can have a lot of people in the household through this. The motive decay as well, we can change the percentage motive decays all through this as well. We can have teleporting a sim into another sim's location. They will teleport directly on top of the sim. If disabled, they would teleport to the side, so you can just teleport on top of each other. That's what it is. Use random aging. This is, they don't start at 0 days into the current age span, and this kind of like allows like different ages to come into the game. It's like a little bit more random. Maximum rename length, so this is how long that their name can be. Again, it can cause error if it's too long. Obviously this isn't what the game intended, so this is like an one that you can use with caution as well. Okay, so if we go back to this again, these are all like, this is the general settings, but these are all very specific, so I'm going to quickly skim through these. So we have the MC cast, and these are like just in general the things we've already looked at, but like this will allow you to have the values all around the world, So if you wanted all the world to have be very fit sims, we'd have to change the maximum minimum value of what their muscles could be, you know, if we wanted them all to be in a small range. This is allowing to change the ranges of things. We can have them all with the same walk style. We can change everything to be the same if you want, or add more variety. That's pretty much what it is. There are many things that we can do, so we can bypass blue babies as well if we don't want to have strange skin coloured babies, like the blue weird, I don't know, like they look a bit strange. We can bypass those. We can use parent skin tones as well, so if they have a custom skin tone, the baby will have one of the two parent skin tones rather than averaging out from the custom one as well. And there's loads of other ones, you can go and check in those. Those are all just to do with the random values. The MC career allows the employment ranges, so for example for adults at the moment it's 70 to 80% of the adults, but we can make that 0, we can make that 100, it depends how many sims you want to be employed. We also have it the same for teens and elders. Children quit school, if enabled, children will be able to quit school. We can do that. We can have children homeschooling, that sort of allows that to happen. Teens quit school as well, and we can have the career difficulty adjustment, so we can set a different value on how quickly you get through your career as well. And then we have the university difficulty as well, very similar. It has like the settings, again, from the minimum value of -50 to 10, you can set how hard it is to get through school. And then if we go on to cleaner, this will kind of allow you to sync up the married names. It allows you to remove like certain items from Sims, like when you get like very random looking Sims, you can clean them up so like they don't have like random like clothes all over them. The neighborhood cleaner allows you to again sync household names, bypass family ghosts, so if you don't want ghosts you can bypass them, that sort of thing. And the relationships, so you can run like checks on the relationships, and you can press like, for example on this one, the number of relationships to always leave when doing a relationship cleaning. So this is a number of relationships that will all that remains and no further cleaning will occur. So it's on default, but we can have we can set it so that we don't get a lot of relationships cleaned, as in like they don't break up and things like that. If we go back into the clubs and stuff, we can monitor club members and things like that. From here, clubs will be filled with eligible Sims if there are vacancies, so this like fills the clubs up as well. Bypass played households, so this will kind of not let, it won't get random invitations from the clubs, I think, as well. It will check for auto joining and leaving from clubs. So basically, if you wanted to use this, you could set it so that it wouldn't include your sim, so you wouldn't automatically be added to different clubs. Club member count is how many you can have in a club. Again, the club dialogue doesn't allow for adding more than 8 sims, so you have to you can get up to 50, but it depends. Like, you can add them through interactions, but you won't be able to see them in the menu, I don't think, either. So that is quite interesting. MC Dresser, again, we run sort of like cleaning on the clothing. We can use only saved outfits, so you can add like outfits that are okay for them to be used, like the whitelisted outfits. The percentage use on custom skin tone, so like at the moment they won't really use them, but you can add it, so if you want all of your homeless sims to be generated with custom skin tones, you can have that as well. There's loads of different ones for this, you can check them out individually. It does usually tell you on top like what they do, so if you wanted like makeup ages, you can have children, you can like click for the children to have makeup as well. That's that sort of thing. Makeup genders, like what gender you want to be able to use makeup. That's what is currently set, is what's default in my game, by the way. It's because I've only just reinstalled this app to do this video. And all those sort of things as well. You can look in depth on those as well if you want to. MC occult, so you can have the percentage of abductions that happen at the start time, the length of time, the hours between abductions, all that sort of thing. We can have the pregnancy percentage from abductions and the genders, and the pollinator's gender, and the pregnancy ages. So this allows like young adults to get pregnant from alien abduction at the moment, and adults, I think. We have forced alien disguise, so some aliens will appear in game and they won't be disguised, so we have that as well. Maximum aliens, we can set that too. And other pregnancy, we can use custom percentages, for example, to make alien hybrids, alien and human, hybrid and human hybrids. Like, you can customize it very deeply within this. The same is going to kind of apply for these as well, like vampires. It's going to have forced dark form, experience adjustment, level on age up. All this sort of thing will allow you to customise them a little bit deeper. Same for mermaids, you can force them to be a mermaid, maximum mermaids, and that sort of thing. And the spellcasters. So it allows a little bit more customisation from that point of view. Then MC population, this will have like the moving settings, so we can allow homeless people to move into homes, homeless apartment percentage, move out elders, move single sims, bypass played households, allow stray move in, open houses, maximum homeless, enforce vampire homes, bypass dorm residents. So like this allows all to do with the sort of thing. So at the moment in my game, it allows sims in homeless houses to populate empty houses on lots in different neighbourhoods. Only for houses with at least one bed in the lot will be valid for moving. So you can change this if you didn't want sims to be moving into houses that you've created. You can disable it. And the same for most of these. Like this will have the percentage of people. The percentage chance a homeless household will be allowed to move into an empty apartment is 100. So at the moment my game just fills all the lots with people. But if you don't like this, this allows you to change that back. And then if we go on to populating settings, this will allow you to control how many percentage of the population is each age. So at the moment, the chance that a game generated sim will be a baby rather than a teen. So the default is 25. We can make it 100 if you wanted to have more babies, that sort of thing. It goes for most things. I think they're all 25% default, 33% adult, 33% elder, percent male. You can change everything. You can have like a completely female game or a completely male game. You can just change what percentage of them are generated, basically, which is really cool. Enable and disable bar nights, so you'll get invited to go to bars for selected types of bar nights. There is all of these that are currently enabled in the game, but you can actually disable them if you find them annoying or that you don't want to go to them. And then other settings, we have the bypass for the sim culling, bypass clown walk by, no reaper stalking, randomised visiting sims, disable immortal sims, maximum sims in zone, adjust sims on lot. So like this all allow you again, if you press bypass sims culling, if enabled, sims will never be called when the population reaches high numbers. So allow your sims to grow indefinitely, that sort of thing. This will prevent the random generation of clown sims walking by. This next one, no reaper stalking. Enabling this setting will prevent the reaper from showing up in public places. So like these are all, these are all just to control sometimes things that will happen that are a little bit irritating in your game. And then if we go to MC pregnancy, this is this scan where you can change the scans, I think. So this allows you to run pregnancy checks on certain days. So if I wanted my sims to run pregnancy check on Monday, for example, every Monday the game would automatically make a certain percentage of sims pregnant, and you can do this as many times as you want. You can have this every day. I think that the moment is default Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you can change this depending on when you want it to be as well. And then we can have valid pregnancy ages, so we can change it. So at the moment it will only run it for adult. You can change it depending on what you want it to be as well. We can during random pregnancies, bypass sims that are in relationships. So the thing is as well with the pregnancies, it will be two random sims together. It doesn't necessarily have them as partners. So if they're married, they might have a baby with like some random homeless sim. So this just prevents that from happening. And it bypasses your played household as well. We can have male pregnancy. So at the moment we don't have male pregnancy enabled because it's just what's default. But you can change it so that if you wanted males to be pregnant during the checks, you can do that as well. And then the pregnancy percentage, the percentage of the population, the chance, that they're going to get pregnant, you can set that as well. That's very useful. And there's loads of different ones, like the gender preference, the homeless pregnancy, days until max age, that sort of thing. So you can go through all of this and you can change different things to make it how you want it to be. And like with this as well, you can change like what you want the child to have. Like you want them to be, if you want to have all female babies, you can just change that as well to female or male. That sort of thing. Identical offspring chance, you can change the chance of having identical twins, and then you can change the maximum household children, maximum number of children a sim will have in their lifetime. I believe this is just for like the sims outside of your household, I'm pretty sure, and that sort of thing. So there's loads of different things to check into as well with that. We can also do the same for pet pregnancy, spouse sim, marriage sim, adoption. We can have sims randomly adopt babies as well, which is really nice. We can have sims get married, so we can run a marriage check as well. This works very similar to the pregnancy check, where you can choose what days you want to run a marriage check, and the sims will be married, and there's like a percentage of chance that they will be married as well, which is 20% at the moment. So this is really useful as well. This is what we were talking about with story progression. These two really allow a better system for story progression, and that's pretty much, it's not all there is, but you guys can check that out in a little bit more detail. MC Tuner is again the autonomy we looked at, so you can allow like these different things to say to happen in the game. So you can actually disable monster under the bed, allow team movement. You can like disable these different things if you don't want them to happen in the game. And then you can run the autonomy scan, and you can basically like do what we did before with the autonomous actions we don't want. We can archive the ones that we don't want. Then the last one is MC Woohoo. So the Woohoo actions are like allowing for if you really wanted to, that has polygamy and that sort of thing in the game. And you can change all of these interactions as well. It allows you don't have to use a try for baby option to get pregnant. You can change the percentage of chance that you'll become pregnant from normal woohoo. That's also is pretty much quite straightforward. Like the try for baby percentage at the moment is 80%. You can change that to less if you wanted to. It's just completely up to you what you want to do. We have different woohoo reactions as well. We have sim nudity, so the nudity interactions as well. So you can go in the hot tub nude if you want. Like it just adds a little bit more of an 18 plus sort of game. I think that does. And then we have like autonomous woohoo and autonomous try for baby, so they can just do it like if they wanted to on their own, like in your household, for example. We can have birth control. So determines how many hours the birth control buff will last. So you can just change everything depending on what you want it to be. So this actually was a lot longer than any video I've done recently. This is like a very long video, but I really wanted to show people who kind of struggled using MC Command Center how to use it and what sort of things you can actually do with it, because I did cover it very recently in my realistic mods video that showcased like some of the best realistic mods for the game. But I thought it'd be good to do more of an in-depth tutorial on different things that you can do with it, how it works, the percentage chances and that sort of thing. Some people might get a bit confused by it, so hopefully this has sort of helped you a little bit at least, made you kind of thought that you want to download this mod and that just know how to use it a bit better. So if you guys like this video, remember to subscribe to my channel. I do lots of videos on different mods. I also do let's plays and speed builds and lots of other stuff. If you go and check that out, CC hauls, that sort of thing. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really means a lot to me that I can help some of you guys enjoy different mods and discover new things as well with the game. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys.